Welcome to this explainer. Look, I know exactly what you might be thinking. Putting the words easy and German grammar in the same sentence feels like a bit of a stretch, right? But here's the thing. When it comes to actually reading and speaking the words out loud, you have a massive advantage over English. And today, we're going to completely unlock that advantage and demystify German pronunciation once and for all. So let's just jump right into our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at why German is easier, the robot mindset, the 30 symbols, special characters, and finally, how to avoid some common mistakes.
All right, starting with part 1, why German is actually easier thanks to its totally predictable system.
Seriously, take a second to think about how chaotic English is. The OUGH combo is a perfect example. It changes literally every single time. You've got tough, though, through, thought. It is a complete mess of exceptions, and it basically forces you to memorize the pronunciation of almost every individual word. But German offers this beautifully reliable, predictable linguistic system. If you know the basic rules, you can read almost any new word correctly, even if you have absolutely never seen it before. That predictability is your secret weapon here. Which brings us to part 2, the robot mindset, and how we're going to reprogram your reading. To really make this work, you've got to adopt what we call the robot mindset. This just means pretending that every single German word is being processed by a machine. One spelling equals one pronunciation, period. There's no guessing. You're never left wondering if a vowel randomly changes its sound because of the day of the week. Adopting this simple, mechanical mindset early on is going to save you from so many pronunciation mistakes and really build your confidence. Moving right along to part 3, the 30 symbols. That's our 26 standard letters plus 4 special ones. Yep, just 30. German uses the exact same 26 standard letters we use in English, plus just 4 extra characters. That makes it a highly manageable 30 symbols total. So you already know the vast majority of the alphabet. We are really just adding a tiny bit of new programming to a knowledge base you already have. Now, please, whatever you do, don't try to sit down and memorize all 26 standard letters at once. Instead, try using this 4-day cognitive chunking strategy to build your foundation. Your brain remembers small groups of information way more efficiently than long, overwhelming lists. So just practice A through F 10 times on day 1, then move to G through L on day 2. This chunking method practically ensures the sounds get locked into your long-term memory without totally burning you out. Okay, let's get to the really fun stuff in part 4, mastering those 4 special characters, A, U, and S. First up is the E. Don't panic, this isn't a completely new letter, it's really just an A with a different sound, and you'll see it in words like Mädchen, meaning girl, and Bär, meaning bear. Just think of it making a sound closer to the E in the English word bed, but you hold it slightly longer. See? It's just a minor shift in sound, not some brand new, complicated concept. Next is the U. Now, we don't really have an exact English equivalent for this one, but you can physically force the sound by saying E while keeping your lips rounded like U. Try it with me right now. Make your lips into a tight little circle like you're saying U, but try to push the E sound out. That's the U. You'll use this exact physical movement to perfectly pronounce words like schön, meaning beautiful, and hören, meaning to hear. Then we have the U. People usually think this is the absolute hardest sound for English speakers, but honestly, we just rely on our robot mechanics here. Just say E, freeze your tongue completely in place, and round your lips. That's it. It lets you perfectly pronounce words like fünf, which is 5, and Tür, meaning door. Say E, freeze the tongue, round the lips. Bam! That's your U. And finally, the Beta, or the sharp S. Okay, it looks a little scary, kind of like a capital B, right? But it is always, without exception, pronounced exactly like SS. It's literally just a spelling difference. Whether you see it in Straße for street or gross for big, your brain should just instantly read SS. All right, our final section, part 5, common mistakes and how to override your English habits. As English speakers, we desperately want to look at a word like Wasser and use a heavy W sound. But remember your robot mindset. German Ws are always a V sound, so it becomes Wasser. There is simply no English W sound in German. Every time you see a W, you've got to physically brace yourself to make a V sound instead. And it's the exact same story with the German V.
It's almost always pronounced like in English F. So your instinct is going to be screaming at you to say fat there, but your new programming knows better. You see a V, you say an F. Fat there. Our last big pitfall is the letter J. In German, it makes a Y sound. So a simple word like ja becomes ja. Don't let the visual of the letter J trick your mouth into that hard English J sound. Keep it a soft Y. Let's actually get you a quick win right now. Take a look at these words and try to read them out loud using your new, highly predictable robot rules. The J is a ja, so that's ja. The V is an F, so we get futter. The W is a V, giving us Wasser. Oh, and here's a quick bonus robot rule for you. Z actually makes a tus sound, so zoo becomes zu, while taxi stays exactly the same. See? You just read German correctly. By trusting the system and sticking strictly to your robot rules, you get to bypass literally years of frustration. But here's a thought I want to leave you with. If you can reprogram your brain today to completely change how you read a foreign language, what other impossible skills could you master simply by upgrading your mindset? Keep that robot programming sharp, and we'll see you in the next explainer.